Alright, so I'm back at work. Lunchtime messing around with these magnum heads. These are stock magnum heads. You can see I've already worked the chambers. I gave it some swirl down here. I unshrouded the valve here. And I laid back this edge here. You can also see where I worked down the spark plug boss. So the only other thing I'm going to do to the chambers is go in there with a sand roll and clean up the rough casting, but I'm not going to remove any more metal than I have right now. So then I jumped over to these intake ports, and if you look at the stock intake ports, they have a wide spot right here about where the casting is, and then they shrink in and they shrink in, so they're not very consistent. And then also you've got a fairly big lump here on your dividing wall. So what I did on this one was I started to square it up. It doesn't look square because the way the port's designed, but it's squared up if you get the right angle on it. Anyhow, so I started removing material here to see how wide I can go in the pinch, because that's going to determine my cross section, and that's going to determine the cubic inch and RPMs that these heads are going to work for. Now what I was looking at was I was looking for a hot discoloration mark when the wall got thin, the same way that it worked out on my big block heads that I was working on. These heads I didn't see the discoloration before I broke through, so I broke through the wall right here, which is fine because I'd already epoxy back the walls before I started grinding. So, you know, if I end up running these heads, great. If I don't and I'm just cutting on them for experimentation, that's fine. I wanted to see how far I can take it. Right now I'm about 950 or so. And you can see little snug there. Now this is that lump that I need to take out of the dividing wall to square up my dividing wall. So 950 looks like it's going to be the max. If I wanted to be safe, I'll probably go back to about a 930, but I'll stick with the 950. And I'm going to go from a 1/4 inch off the floor to a 1/4 inch from the roof. I'm going to keep this 950, and then I'll go ahead and taper it to the floor on the roof. You can see the difference here. Versus an untouched port, and how much has really come out of that. And then where that lump is here as well. So that just gives me an idea where I'm going to be on a port. Like I said, if I was trying to be safe or I was doing another set, I may square it up at 0.930 and consider that a safe space. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and punch this whole head out to 0.950. Take out the lump in the dividing wall, square that up, square up my push rod pinch, epoxy back. I'm going to hope not to break through on the other ones. I don't mind being thin, but I'm not looking to break through. And that's where we'll leave this head and do another matching head, and then see if I can get them on a flow bench.